What You Should Know About Food Recalls by Bonnie Dixon. Food is an integral part of being alive, so it's scary that it often comes with a warning. Bacteria are everywhere, and virtually any food can harbor bacteria. Historical accounts of food-borne illnesses date as far back as 323 BC. Records of Alexander the Great's symptoms appear to indicate he died from typhoid fever caused by salmonella. Later, England created the assize of bread in 1202 to prohibit using ground peas or beans in the making of bread and to ensure fair pricing and quality. The US first created food safety laws in 1785 that replicated the assize of bread. But it wasn't until 1973 that the US issued its first food recall. Most American students read Upton Sinclair's novel, The Jungle, in middle or high school. Sinclair's exposed appalling conditions in Chicago's stockyards while working undercover. While the novel depicts many social issues of the time, the public outcry after it exposed health issues and unsanitary practices in the American meatpacking industry led to the passage of the U.S. Pure Food and Drug Act in 1906, rather than the socialist reform that Sinclair was aiming for. Food safety has come a long way since 1906, but if you feel like food recalls occur on a nearly daily basis anymore, you're not wrong. Last year, the Food and Drug Administration issued 296 total recalls. Over 1,300 Americans became sick from food that eventually the FDA recalled. Nearly 500 people were hospitalized and 19 died. To provide some context, the year 2023 had 230 hospitalizations and 8 deaths. The good news is that 2025 appears to have fewer issues. The bad news is that some of the culprits remain the same since those first recalls, such as Salmonella and Listeria. We've also seen new players such as excessive lead in products, such as cinnamon in 2024, or heavy metals in baby food in 2023. Most recalls have to do with allergens, but obviously recalls have been limited to just unreported allergens in food. Some major recalls include Odwala's unpasteurized apple juice being contaminated with E. coli in 1996, or 18.6 million pounds of ground beef that were recalled for another E. coli contamination in 2002. Ground beef has often been associated with recalls. A 1997 recall pulled 25 million pounds of ground beef, and in 2007, 20 million pounds of ground beef products were recalled. Eggs, deli, meat, peanut products, cheese, cantaloupe, spinach, and cucumbers have all hospitalized Americans and often killed. The US is obviously not the only country with recalls. Most famously, England had a mad cow disease scare from the 1990s and early 2000s, which still requires visitors to England to advise if they have recently been around farm animals. In addition to recalls that make the news, 48 million Americans get sick from foodborne illnesses every year. 125,000 will be hospitalized and about 5,000 will die. Many of those diseases are spread from infected people sharing utensils and food, utilizing contaminated surfaces such as cutting boards during food preparation, and not properly preparing foods. As consumers, we have little input into how often a manufacturing plant is inspected. It's in the neighborhood of once every 4 or 5 years and may become even less often as government agencies continue to experience cutbacks. However, we do have some ability to protect against foodborne illnesses and to a lesser extent, food contamination, even from manufacturing plants. Here are 7 things you can do to prevent foodborne illnesses in your own home. Stay on top of recalls. People who are pregnant or have weakened immune systems due to chronic illnesses, age, or medical treatments are especially susceptible. Recalled items are specifically named: brand, use, freeze, by dates, product names, etc. And if the item you have purchased does not match that information, it is considered safe to use. If your item is listed, either return the product or dispose of it. Do not open or consume it. Find a list of current recalled food items at foodsafety.gov and recalls and public health alerts, food safety and inspection services. Keep hot things hot. Refrigerate or freeze leftover chicken within 2 hours or within 1 hour if the food is exposed to temperatures above 90 degrees, such as in a hot car or at a picnic. Keep cold things cold. Keep your refrigerator at 40 degrees or below and your freezer at 0 degrees or below. Throw out food before it spoils. You can find a guideline for storage times at Cold Food Storage Chart, foodsafety.gov. Thaw food in the refrigerator, in cold water, or in the microwave, but definitely not on the counter. Pay strict attention to cooking temperatures. Use a food thermometer to make sure chicken, turkey, and other poultry is at a safe internal temperature of 165 degrees. Fish with fins, whole cuts of beef, veal, lamb, and pork, including fresh ham, should be 145 degrees and then allowed to rest for 3 minutes prior to carving or eating. Ground meat should reach 160 degrees. Leftovers and casseroles should reach 165 degrees. Cook to a safe minimum internal temperature, foodsafety.gov for a list of other foods and their safe temperatures. Microwave food thoroughly and allow it to sit for a few minutes to allow cold spots to absorb heat from hotter areas. Microwave food should reach 165 degrees. Keep it clean. Wash hands and surfaces often. Before, during, and after food preparation, wash hands after handling uncooked meat, poultry, seafood, flour, or eggs. Wash utensils, cutting boards, and countertops with hot soapy water after preparing each food item. Rinse fresh fruits and vegetables under running water. Separate food items. Separate raw products such as eggs and meat from ready-to-eat foods. When grocery shopping, keep raw meats and their juices away from other food items. Use one cutting board or plate for raw foods and others for foods that won't be cooked. Raw chicken does not require washing prior to cooking. Washing it can lead to spreading germs to other foods, the sink, and to the counter. According to USDA study, Consumer Research, Food Safety and Inspection Services, 1 in 7 people who cleaned their sink after washing chicken still had germs in the sink. Keep chicken stored in a sealed container or wrapped securely on a bottom shelf in the fridge so it doesn't leak onto other foods. Avoid convenience foods. Consumers purchase convenience foods for a lot of reasons, including the inability to have enough time to prepare the food themselves, reduction of waste when meals are for 1 or 2 people, and because they can help us eat healthier meals if we are in a rush. Most convenience foods are not being cooked by you. That removes a layer of safety as you don't have control over choosing and storing them properly. If you use convenience foods, make sure that they are fresh, kept cold, packed in ice is best, or hot. Reheat hot foods. Don't buy convenience foods until you are ready to eat them. Bagged salads offer a practical and easy way to consume greens. However, they offer reduced nutrient content and risk of bacterial contamination along with the ease. They may also contain preservatives, and the use of chlorinated water can lead to long-term health risks. Healthier alternatives for bagged salads include organic bagged salads, fresh cut salads, and locally sourced vegetables. Symptoms of food poisoning may mimic the flu and include stomach pain. Stomach pain comes in multiple forms and can be an indication of serious problems. If you don't know what caused the stomach pain, it becomes severe or doesn't go away, contact your doctor. Acute abdominal pain is fairly common, can occur over hours or days, and may be something as minor as gas or as serious as appendicitis. If it comes on suddenly, seek medical attention. Chronic abdominal pain lasts 3 months or more, may be transient. The pain can occur with other symptoms such as diarrhea. Progressive pain gets worse over time and usually additional symptoms occur. It can often be a sign of a serious health condition such as Crohn's disease or cancer. Colicky pain comes in waves that start and stop suddenly and is frequently severe. Kidney stones are a common culprit. Vomiting may be an indication of ingesting something toxic, but can also occur from stress, overeating, motion sickness, reactions to medicine, and the list goes on. Likely, you know what is causing you to vomit, but sometimes it is a side effect of a serious illness. The biggest danger involved in vomiting is becoming dehydrated and damaging your esophagus or the enamel of your teeth. Most of the time, nausea can be treated with home remedies. Talk to a doctor if vomiting lasts more than a few days. If you have signs of dehydration, you have other medical issues such as chest pain, blurred vision, or you've had an injury. Diarrhea occurs because of virus in your gut, usually, but not also occurs due to allergens to certain foods, medications, even from running. Most diarrhea is inconvenient, but sometimes it is a warning of a more serious condition. If you have diarrhea for more than 3 days, contact a doctor. Contact the doctor immediately if you have bloody or tarry stools, a fever over 101 for more than 24 hours, an inability to drink fluids, severe stomach pain, or you recently returned from a foreign country. Stomach cramps occur for many reasons, but can happen when you eat contaminated food. It can take minutes, hours, or days for symptoms to appear. Stomach viruses and food poisoning have similar symptoms, and it can be easy to confuse the two. Dehydration is the lack of fluids preventing your body from functioning properly. Severe dehydration is a medical emergency and needs to be treated immediately. Bottom line is that eating cannot be avoided, but contaminated food can be. If the worst happens and you believe you have come in contact with contaminated food, contact a medical professional, follow recommendations for food safety, and stay informed about recent food safety recalls.